Hi guys, right, okay, so welcome to the week beginning the 8th of June 2020. So what are we going to be writing this week? Right, we're going to be writing an autobiography. Okay, why are we doing that? Well, you'd have downloaded, I'm sure, by now your Pixel PSHE stuff, which is designed to really get you ready for moving on to your secondary school. Okay, so I've chosen this little thing here, which I've circled, which is our autobiography. Now, we know about autobiographies in a way because we've already been doing biographies for a good few years now at Corringham. Okay, now we know what a biography is. If we look at the etymology of the word, bio means life. Graphy can mean writing or drawing, in this case obviously writing. But we're writing an autobiography, which means self. Okay, so we're going to be writing about ourselves. Now, in order to be successful, we need to write in the first person because it's all about us. Okay, so we're going to be using those pronouns I, me, my, etc, etc. We're going to need to open with a really interesting line or statement, okay, just to really grab that reader and entice them into wanting to read about your story. We're going to need to include early memories and influences, so those earliest little flecks of memory you've got lurking in the back of your mind. And think about the influences in your life, the people who have helped you become who you are. Okay. Now you're going to need to include times and dates, and that will give the reader a real handle on what's happening and when in your life. Now, autobiographies do actually rely very, very heavily on honesty. Okay, so you might need to be prepared to be honest about things that have happened in your life, and also honest about some of your actions. You may even need to reveal new information. Now, I'm not saying that you need to tell your mums and dads about the time that you kind of locked the dog out in the garden or something like that, but things that the general reader might not know about you. So, for example, we all know this guy, Ronaldo, one of the best players ever to play the game. Now, if he were to write an autobiography, he would need to be interesting. He would need to tell us new information. So, for example, Ronaldo, we know about his sporting achievements. He's won everything there is in the game, except for the World Cup, but we'll let him off for that. And we can find that out very quickly and easily on the internet anyway. So that wouldn't be the most important part of his story. He'd tell us, but that's not what we're going to buy this book for. We can also find out his date of birth and where he came from. And again, that's kind of stuff that's out there in the public domain. We can find that out. He would include it, but it wouldn't be the real interesting stuff. But we would want to find out about his early childhood. We don't know what his early childhood was like, so that would be the interesting part of the book. We want to find out about that. We want to find out about the people who helped him to become who he is. Okay, so would it be a teacher at school? Would it be a football coach? Would it be his parents, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, whoever? We don't know that, so we'd want to find it out. And most of all, we want to find out about the difficulties that he overcame. Okay, so just because he's this world star doesn't mean that he's better than anybody else. He would have had to come through difficulties just like you and me to get to where he is. Okay, and it's those things that are going to make his story interesting. Right, so talking about the plan that you've already downloaded and looked at and the model, my first paragraph is kind of the easy bit. It's the family background. Okay, that bit we can get through a lot of information pretty quickly. Okay. So, of course, you're going to need to include where and when you were born. So if you look at that map on the left-hand side there, that's England, and the red bit is Essex. Now, I've even gone to the extra step of highlighting in gold our bit of the map, and that's Thurrock. Okay, so that's the easy stuff. Now, you might want to add a little bit of detail, maybe humorous detail about when you were born. Okay, so it's true to say that I was born during a storm, believe it or not, in a November night. And legend has it that the windmill in my town blew down on the night I was born. So people kind of attributed the fact that it blew down to me. So it's obviously my fault the second I was born. They took it as some kind of omen that I was going to bring some bad weather with me. That's lovely. Okay, but equally you might decide that you were born as a comet flew over. Okay, so you're actually a gift from the heavens. Who knows what you might choose? Ask your mums and dads. It might have been a beautiful sunny day. It could have been windy. There might have been a major world event on the day that you were born. Discuss that with your parents and find out. Now, siblings, you might need to explain them a little bit. Maybe you've already got an evil older brother waiting for you, already lurking, already plotting against you, just like I did.
From now on, you do as I tell you, okay?
Absolutely. You might also have a wonderful sister who always looks out for you. She might be a bit bossy, but she looks out for you, just like old Princess Leia there. Okay, then we move on to paragraph 2. So what made me who I am? Now, in order to start this, we're really going to need to start off with a question, okay? Just to engage that reader. Remember, that question in this piece of writing is going to make it sound a bit more chatty, okay? Because the reader wants to feel like we're only telling them, okay? We're making them special, okay? So, you might want to start with something quite simple. So what made me who I am? Who made me me? Why am I who I am? How did I come to be me? Okay, so we need to open with a nice, simple, but engaging question. Now, then we're going to go on to our strengths, our superpowers. We're all good at something. Okay, it doesn't have to be maths or English. You might be an incredible artist. You might be a beautiful singer, a fantastic dancer, whatever it is. Okay, but you're going to need to go on and explain that a little bit. So here we go, Superman. If he was writing an autobiography, this is what he might say. I became super strong and able to fly because I was able to harness the radiation of Earth's yellow sun. Okay, so not only has he given us a power, but he's also told us how he came to have that power. Here we go, Wonder Woman. What's she got to say? Okay, so again, she's given us a particular power and how she got it. Okay, so she was an Amazon, and she was granted her powers by Greek gods, in particular Aphrodite, who created the Amazons. Much of my strength comes from my training and channeling my mental powers into physical abilities. So again, she's told us something she's good at and how she came to have that power. So you need to do the same thing as well. Okay. Now, you're also going to need to go on to something you're proud of, and yes, that's me. No one laughed at that. Go away, Donald. Right, okay, so something you're really proud of. So there's a picture of me, aged just 10, okay? And I'd just been made captain of my school football team. And I was very proud of that. Yes, the kit is horrendous. Yes, those legs are way too skinny to ever actually become a professional footballer. But I was really proud of it because it meant that my teachers thought that I could do that job. I could lead that team. And that was brilliant. Not only that, my mum and dad went out and bought me for Christmas them splendid new Adidas boots and some wicked shin pads there. Okay, and I was so excited that I ran up on Christmas morning and put on my whole kit and wore it for the rest of the day. That is a true story. Now, you need to think about something that's really made you proud, something that really stands out, because we want to include that in paragraph 2. Okay, so was it when you got the lead part in a show? Was it completing a piece of work that you were praised for? Maybe it was put on display or called out in assembly. It might be something outside of school. So you might have been made captain of your school football team. You might have represented your dance club in a national competition. Whatever it is, something that really made you proud. Okay? Might even be completing that level on that game that took you ages. But whatever it is, also include why that event made you proud. Explain that for the reader, because they want to really understand your thoughts and your feelings. Right, still in paragraph 2, this is the biggest one. Okay, so give an example of that weakness when it became really, really obvious and how you felt. Go away, Donald, I'm asking you. Right, so I want you to really, really think about it. Okay, now I was really honest in my model that you've read and explained that I had a really slow start in English, and I've explained this in class, so it's not something that's new to you. Okay, but I really struggled with reading. Incredible, isn't it? My strength as a teacher, the English side of it, was actually my biggest weakness at school. Okay, particularly at primary school. Okay, and I've got into real detail in my model about how I couldn't read this word, and it was so simple. The word was the, but I blurted out to he. And I was reading in front of all the class, and my friends were watching, and some of the other children who weren't necessarily my friends were watching, and they laughed, and it really, really hurt me and upset me. Okay, and one of the girls actually said as I sat down, "You're stupid, you are." And that really upset me, and I thought, I'm not stupid. Okay, and in a way, I'm kind of happy that that happened, because that really spurred me on. So I thought, I'm going to show you I'm not stupid. Okay, and it made me determined to succeed. So think about when a weakness of yours has become really, really apparent to people. Okay, and use that as a kind of thing to build upon, something that's going to really drive you on. I'm sure Ronaldo had some setbacks in his career. Okay, so think about how he might have overcome them and actually use those setbacks to become successful. Okay, next paragraph, paragraph 3. What would you do differently? Okay. Again, we're going to start off with a question, because again, that's going to keep it chatty and it's going to engage your audience. Okay. Here's some simple ideas there. So what could I have done differently? I guess I could have changed some things, but what exactly? If I was given the chance, what would I change? Now, importantly, in all of those sentences, they're all including modal verbs. So make sure that your question does include that modal verb: would, could, should, etc., etc. Now, this is where a bit of honesty comes in, I guess. So you might think, do you know what? If I could go back and change things, perhaps I could have listened a little bit better in class so that I could have really understood that learning a little bit better. Or maybe, if you're like me, and this is a true thing as well, I'd go back and actually ask those questions of my teacher. Rather than kidding on that I get it, actually put my hand up and say, I don't get it. Can you explain it again, please? Okay, really, really important. Yes, now, next, we're going to include a funny anecdote, okay, just to lighten the load. We don't want this to be emotionally burdening for the reader. We want a bit of comic light, a bit of comic shade, okay? So in my model, I've included how my brother encouraged me to ride my bike as fast as I could at the biggest jump in the skateboard park, okay? I ruined nearly myself, but also a bike that cost my mum and dad loads of money. I was so upset and sad for them, sad that I lost my bike, but actually it's become something that we look back on and laugh because it's kind of funny, I guess. Okay, so think about an anecdote that you would change. Maybe something silly you've done at home and broken your mum's favourite vase or something like that. Or another one I can think of would be the day you decided to cut your own hair, the day before the school photo day. Now you laugh. Yeah, I did exactly that. There's a lovely little picture of me, and I decided I wanted a side part in for my school photo, and I did that the night before, and my mum was furious with me, absolutely raging. So she now keeps this photo up in the front room so that anyone who visits the house can see me looking like that. Okay, that is parental revenge right there. Okay, so again, think of something that you might regret, but actually it's turned out to be quite... Right, okay, so we're on to the final paragraph. Okay, so looking more at the future now. Okay, what do you want to achieve? Now, we're going to open up with a really simple exploration of how you feel about moving on to your new school first. Now, some of you might think that that's really, really scary. Some of you might even be thinking that it's really exciting time of your life, and it is really. Now, an example of a scary emotion for a sentence to open with would be, if I'm honest, I'm a bit nervous about going to a new school. If you're excited, you might write that, I know that some of my friends are worried, but I'm really excited. Or perhaps actually you're kind of in the middle somewhere, you've got mixed emotions about it. Okay, you might write something like this. I suppose I'm a little bit frightened about moving on, but in a way, I'm also excited. And I think if I'm honest, back at the time, I was probably that middle one, I think. Right, now, go on to explain exactly what it is about moving on that might excite you or might scare you. So go into a bit more detail. Okay, so I've got here a picture of school with some friends. Okay, it might be quite natural to be really worried about your friends going off and finding other friends, or the fact that you might struggle to make new friends. But on the flip side of that, you might be really, really excited because you're going to go and make some new friends to add to the ones you've already got. Okay, so go into a bit more detail about what's making you excited or that's making you apprehensive or nervous. Now, get ready to go big. So the last bit we're going to write is a short piece about what we want to do when we're older. Okay? So, obviously, you're age 10, 11. We don't know exactly what we want to do, but there's already something lurking in the back of your brain about what you want to do. Now, yes.
I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
I wanted to be a footballer, and no, we didn't see anything like that again. Because I suck. Thank you. But, however, I didn't reach my dream goal because, frankly, I wasn't good enough at football. But do you know what? I made a pretty decent career for myself. Okay? There I am, starring in the school prospectus, looking a little bit stunted and really bad without a beard. But there we go. I can see in that picture my students are having a great time, and I'm actually enjoying it. So actually, I've made a success, even though it wasn't necessarily what I set out to do in the first place. And that's fine. Okay? But try to be realistic, guys. Okay? Boys, you can't be a dinosaur or a zombie or even a zombie dinosaur. But you know what? You can go on and be that footballer. Why can't you go on and be Ronaldo? Or you can be a plain old teacher like me. Okay? The world is yours to go and grab and do whatever you want. Okay? But for this last bit of the writing, just explore what you want to do. How does it match with your skills and the things that you're already really, really good at? Or is it going to take you to work really hard at something, like it did with me with my English and maths, to become a teacher? I really had to work at that. Okay? So that's all from me. Good luck with your piece of writing. Make sure you use your model and make sure you think about the success criteria. And then I would love to see some of these being sent into the school. So send it into the school admin email address, and that will make its way to me eventually. I'd love to read them because it will really put a smile on my face. Okay? Anyway, that's all for now, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.